Hello, friends, and welcome to Bible study. We are in the NIV, 2 Corinthians, chapter 11. We're in verses 16 through 33, or the rest of chapter 11. This one is called Paul Boasts About His Sufferings. Now, some context. 60 AD, this is a letter from Paul to the church in Corinth, the fourth biggest metropolitan, there's the word I was looking for, in the Roman Empire at the time. That there have been other people coming around and preaching at these churches that Paul established. All these churches are places Paul went and, preached the word of Jesus, the good news of Jesus, the gospel, and, converted people and started churches. So they had a foothold in that area from which to expand the ministry further. Okay. So verse 16, I repeat, let no one take me for a fool. But if you do, then receive me just as you would a fool. I.e., I'm not somebody to be trifled with, but if you're going to think I'm a fool, then you have to have the patience for me that you would somebody who is actually maybe has a physical condition or something. So that I may do a little boasting. Because there's these quote unquote, and this is literally in quotes, super apostles. Now Paul had a vision of Jesus. He wasn't an original apostle wandering around with Jesus. He in fact got a bunch of early Christians killed because he is a Pharisee and he thought he was doing something good that they were all blaspheming and they all had to die. Verse 17. In this self-confident boasting, I am not talking as the Lord would, but a fool, because Christ doesn't really like boasting. Since many are boasting in the way the world does, I too will boast. You gladly put up with fools since you are so wise. In fact, you even put up with anyone who enslaves you or exploits you or takes advantage of you or pushes himself forward or slaps you in the face. So apparently these super apostles are not nice people, like whoever they are. So they're probably just shysters. And this is common. Remember that during this time, like during Jesus' time when he was walking around, there was just, like random demons roaming around, random possessed people roaming around, right? So there were no police. Laws where the king had to care. So, and whatever amount of law and order they felt that they needed. So it wasn't really focused on protecting you as much as it was enforcing the king as well. And that's just how law and order was then. So verse 21, to my shame, I admit that we were too weak for that. Like we didn't think about how to teach you how to protect yourself from charlatan apostles. What anyone else dares to boast about, I am speaking as a fool. I also dare to boast about. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they Abraham's descendants? So am I. Are they servants of Christ? I am out of my mind to talk like this. I could say yes about all of those things right there too. I am more. I have worked much harder, been in prison more frequently, been flogged more severely, been exposed to death again and again. 5 times I have received from the Jews the 40 lashes minus 1. 3 times I have been beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. 3 times I was shipwrecked. I spent a night and a day in the open sea, like hugging to a board floating in the Mediterranean Sea. I have been constantly on the move. I have been in danger from rivers, in danger from bandits, in danger from my own countrymen, in danger from Gentiles, in danger in the city, in danger in the country, in danger at the sea, in danger from false brothers. I have labored and toiled, and I have gone without sleep. I have known hunger and thirst. I have often gone without food. I have been cold and naked. Besides everything else, I face daily pressures of my concern for all the churches. Who is weak? And I do not feel weak. Who is led into sin? And I do not inwardly burn. Like, if people are coming around and abusing you, and you're his friend, how is he reacting? I mean, he hears about somebody hurting somebody else. What is he acting like? Because if he's offended for that person and he feels the need to protect them, then I guess he's not all that bad of a person, is he? Because at least he has some sense of morals and dignity. If I must boast, because it would mean these people are boasting about these things, and when they're doing their super apostle thing, I will boast of the things that show my weakness. The God and the Father of Lord Jesus, who is to be praised forever, knows that I am not lying. So he's like, on God, I say I'm not lying. In Damascus, the governor under King Aretas, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Aretas, had the city of Damascus guarded in order to arrest me. But I was lowered in a basket from a window in the wall and slipped through his hands. So Paul's like, all right, if we want to play this game of one-upmanship and we want to compare our hardships and trauma, we can do that. Let's do that. What does this sound like? People who are in a particular place of trauma will often do that, trauma comparison. I get very uncomfortable with trauma comparison. It happens very frequently, I have to say. And that's because people are people, really. If you want the long and short of it, because people are people. And they want to feel like their traumas mean something. And they do. Everybody's traumas mean something. Everybody's traumas are lessons. And we're meant to learn from those lessons so we can move forward in life. We don't all have to face the same things. But that doesn't mean the options in the end aren't the same. The same for everybody, no matter what you go through. Whether your life's easy or hard. My will to thy will. Yes, Jesus. Yes, have it. No hell. It's really basically what it comes down to. Even Jesus was doing God's will. In fact, he was only doing God's will. That's part of what made him the Messiah. Right? Because he showed us how to not be susceptible to Satan. Right? So, as we go about the world today, remember, it's not about comparing traumas. Our traumas can bond us together, but if it's going to do that, let that trauma bond be because you can talk about that trauma and work through those emotions so that you can heal them. If you're constantly feeling the need to repeat a trauma that you went through over and over and over again to get sympathy from other people, you're not really trying to heal it. You have to be trying to express it so you can let it go and not feel the need to talk about it again until it becomes something that helps somebody else. So let's think about the energy we're focusing on today. Until next time, friends.